Hey everybody, let's see how this is going. Hopefully it's working. I've been a little bit out of it, of course, who knows. Let's see here. Let me cut to the proper camera, that's good enough, I guess. Something still not quite right with everything, but we've been super busy. I have been recuperating last week. I had a minor surgery. Let's see if this is not going to go now. It's so bizarre. We have to do a, there you go. Interesting. We have to do like, run our music in a tab now. Instead of through the browser, although we can try going through the browser again, I suppose. Hope everybody's doing well. It's a little warm in here today, which is shocking. It's been surprisingly cool. We've been talking to Christoph in Germany, and he's melting. They're having ridiculously hot weather, and they're not, you know, set up for it. But I'm happy to be doing well and hanging in there. I'm not really certain what we got here. Got 50 tabs open. But we are hoping, you know, I mean, the goal is to have some time off actually for the 4th. We'll see how that actually goes. I mean, we will. We won't be working that day, I can't imagine, but it's everything surrounding it, right? Because it's this Saturday. So let me get to the down cam. It's kind of frustrating because I actually kind of have to have the browser open with the music above to keep it active. Like, it will sort of work, but it won't necessarily feed to the next track. It's just bizarre. Hopefully my I think it is. Make sure, 1, 2, I am not muted. Actually, I suppose I can listen to the channel and go insane. I think it is working. Hooray, okay, good. Last time I streamed, there was this was on a Paint stream. Somebody's like, you know, there was like audio issues, and it's because I had multiple tabs playing the track. But I don't know if I didn't hear myself. Usually I hear myself and really go crazy with all the, you know, like echoes. But anyway, so I haven't done anything on these. I have dreamed to come out and actually work on them. This is as far as I've gotten on this one. So I do want to do things like put highlights on all this stuff and everything, but I do want to continue with, ooh, you know, I was supposed to put a Band-Aid on here. I kind of hurt my finger the other day. Nikki's got these Band-Aids that are like the, look, I got a wound Band-Aids. But they're pretty cool. Anyway. I am definitely excited to paint. So we've been putting on the SDJ videos on GameNight. So that's the latest nominated games from the SDJ. We've done all 3 of the kids games and the 2. We've actually done all 3 of the SDJs as well, but we had played, Cozy Stickerville a couple months back on the show, and then this week we have, I'm not 100% certain, but the plan is to have the Kenners stream go live, and the Kenners are one that we've already done. We already put out. We put out Moon Colony Bloodbath, and then we also put out, and then we also filmed Rebirth, but it has not been released. And then of course, I mean, we filmed it way before it was nominated, and held on to it because it was a Deborah episode, and we were excited about the game. But when it got nominated, it was like, well, might as well save it for when those go out. So that'll go soon. And then the other one is that Derek is working on, and it's the one that's a little trouble, is Boss Fighters QR. We had issues with the app. So initially it was working great. My memory of it was terrible, but it was actually working great. So we think it's because we were recording with that tablet, and it was probably just getting hot. And so it might have just had issues with it recognizing scans and stuff. Because initially we're like, oh wow, this is great, because it was much better than we'd actually played it in with Daryl in Dallas during DGCon Spring, and they had a brand new tablet there that was having problems. So they had 3 tablets. One of them worked great, 2 of them worked great, and the other one did not. And so we had that one. And then we had that one again, so we were thinking there was more of a problem with it, but we also played it then with Aaron, before we filmed, and it was much better. So let's do. It's interesting. They have like a very dark line around her eyes, like mascara-y kind of. I'm contemplating doing some shading on these, but I don't know for sure yet on the capes. Sort of like I did with Immortus, potentially. So let's see here. It's quite a bit louder. Okay. Let me check that out. I'm not even certain how that even adjusts. There must be an adjustment on it. Oh yeah, I can see it. Let me know how you think it is. It's interesting. I wonder why that's so turned up. Huh. Anyway, let me know. Thanks, Zako. It's, of course, loud on my end just because I've got all these other things turned on, but hopefully it's good. Okay, I'll keep an eye on the chat. I actually kind of need to move the chat over here. I'm always looking up at it to see how it's going. Anyway, so I think I'm going to try to, I wonder actually if my volume level's good. That could be that too. Let me look at the mixer. We did change stuff. Too many things. So we tried to switch. No, it should be pretty good there. 1, 2. I'll bump. No, it's good. Hopefully it's good there. I actually probably need to look at the more things. I actually got into a new 3D printer. I've had one for 8 or 9 years, and oh, you know what? I wonder if the microphone is coming through this. Nope, it shouldn't be. Okay, good. I've had a printer for ages, and I ended up getting a Bamboo Lab one, which is very good. I mean, I'd known that. It's a bit better, you say? Okay, let me try it a little bit lower. Oh wow, it seems still kind of hot there. Okay. Let's try that. It's weird too because like it all should be my settings. Of course, Derek has to adjust these on, and he actually does it differently. So I'm wondering if it has something to do with saved settings, because he, we run the 2 shows through the same machine, and that should be enough to be. I mean, I've had no problems. It's been non-stop problems since with some changes, but let's see here. So that seems good. It's definitely lower. Cool. That's what we want. Even though I do like hearing it, I don't want to hear it like full blast. I had to turn this one down too. great. I wish I could tell. I mean, it's sort of hard for me to tell because I can't. I can sort of hear it on the one mixer. Of course, it's me live, right? So I'm always having troubles hearing myself, where my head kind of cancels out the audio from my ears. So listening to it. Anyway, so let's see here. Okay. Yeah, I don't really know how we do all that. And, Derek only runs it for the intro. So he might actually run it a little louder because we don't have music playing while we do game night. It's bad enough. I mean, I kind of need it for this because if I'm not talking, it's kind of quiet. But for the show, it's, only for the intro. So it might have something to do with that. I do miss hearing it through the application, because if I'm hearing it, when I listen to it through what we use, which is called vMix, I hear the whole mix. I hear everything. And then we turn it off so that when I'm listening to it through the call, because we would go crazy with it playing in our ears, our own voices. We had done that for a while, and they finally figured it all out. Thank goodness. It was terrible. Okay, so I did paint this cloak, I believe, with the Basilicon gray. It does kind of seem like it's grayer-ish. Let's see here. We're going to do the rest of her cat suit that way, mostly. I might thin it down just a little bit. I don't know. I actually don't mind it being relatively the same. I mean, because Black Panther, that was actually kind of the disappointment with Black Panther. Do I have him sitting here? It was just I lost the detail. No. I don't understand why I don't have one sitting here. I should have one of most everything painted here. I might have put them away. Move these over here. Oh, there's some, but I don't see Black Panther. Interesting. Okay. Oof. But yeah, it's been weird. So I'm going to paint the mask the first here, because I feel I don't want to get it on the collar, and I can touch up the collar and then paint the collar and have a better shot at it looking pretty good. So let's get some paint. Do the Basilicon gray again. Oh no, that's Black Templar there. There's the Basilicon gray, the one with all the pigment at the bottom. We are planning on streaming a regular game on Thursday. I was really hoping last Tuesday, after the surgery on Monday, I thought for sure, I'm like, oh, I'm in great shape. I'll be able to do this. And woke up the next day in a considerable more amount. I mean, I wasn't any crazy pain, but I was in a little bit of pain, and I was super tired. And so I dealt with that, but thankfully I haven't had to take any pain reliever. Hey, Time Roller. I just took Tylenol, and I haven't taken it for 4 or 5 days. I actually took it again after I stopped because I slept very bizarre. Part of that is trying to lay on my back because of the surgery, and so now I was like, okay, I definitely don't want this at full intensity. I'll just make sure that I try to ease that pain, and then I was fine. That was on, I think, Saturday. Friday I was kind of feeling it all day, and then I took the pain reliever on Saturday. But yeah, they were wondering if what's your pain tolerance? I don't really know. I mean, I don't seem to be bothered by pain too much, but I'm also not in a lot of pain. I don't know how you judge that. Thankfully, it wasn't that big of a deal. Hey, So now that sounds right in my earphones too. So I guess it's probably, I mean, I guess I should judge it by that. I don't like doing it remotely. I do have headphones in the other room on the machine, and I can hear the tab, but I don't think I can hear, I'm not sure that I can hear myself when I'm doing that one or not. I must be able to, because Derek can. Although he has different buses for the different calls and stuff, so it's pretty interesting how it works. And we were laughing though, because recently we were talking about the system, and you know, we had to use it a lot during 2020 and a little bit of 2021, I believe. We did live stream conventions essentially. And so Derek had to really learn the software, and that was, you know, 5 years ago at best. And so we both had forgotten so much, and I barely knew anything compared to what he knew about it, so it was kind of a rough deal. So I did get a new 3D printer, but all I've done so far is basically print things for the printer, which is what makes Nikki laugh. When I've got my first one, I was printing all these little handles and tool, you know, like little things to just make the using it a lot easier. And I actually still have the machine that's sitting here next to me, but I wonder how much I'm going to use it. So I used some older filament, not that old, in the new machine, and that was a mistake. It worked, went just fine, then I think I left it in the machine and it became brittle. So I had to clean all that out. It's funny, the music thing, is it going? Oh, it is, it's quiet. But it's been weird here in SoCal. So we have what they call June gloom, and we don't experience it that much. We are in the valley where it's blocked from the sea, you know, the sea air coming in, and but we get some of it regardless. We're not that far from the beach, but we do have mountains in between us. Or, you know, really, they're mountains. They're pretty darn big, but they're hills. And so I just dropped my brush. And so sometimes we get it, but we've really had it this year. It's been very strange. I do not mind. Having grown up in Southern California, you would think I would be used to the sun, but I don't mind the cloudy stuff. And we definitely would love rain. We don't get enough of that. Let's see here. Okay. That is enough clean brushes, I think. Oh, wait, is this another one? Oh, wow, this one. So this is extremely pointy. Is that soap or is that paint? Let's hope it's soap, but I bet you it's paint. No, it's soap. Wow, I had a lot of soap in there. Usually it doesn't get that stiff. Okay, should be enough. He says as he cleans another brush. I tend to like shift gears when I'm done. So usually, it depends. When it's an evening stream, I call my mom when I'm done. But if it's the day stream, I'm like today, I'm starving already, so I will want to have lunch with Nikki. And I should have eaten some breakfast, but I did not get my act in gear fast enough. I'm trying to keep my brushes sorted where it's the brushes I'm using, the brushes that I occasionally use, and I'm just not doing that well. I do need another one of these. So this isn't, I've had it for years. I think I bought it at Michael's. Low Cornell liner. This brush is great, and I bought so many brushes, little guys, and one of these. I really wish I'd bought a few more of these back then, so I'll have to find something like it. But it's great for like just doing little details, because it's full length, you know, like not full length, but longer bristles. That makes it easier to do brush strokes, like, you know, react to your brush strokes, which is pretty awesome. Okay, now I'm actually paint. So we got the paint, got it mixed. I need some medium. I keep purging my YouTube history to get new things, but then I get, first of all, I get things I don't want to see, which is insane, like the crazy stuff on YouTube that's on the front page if you're not signed in. Like I never see Mr. Beast, but if I'm not signed in, I probably will see something of his on the front page. So it's very strange. And like I watched a Katie Sackhoff thing from, I don't remember who it was that she was interviewing. And now I get suggested everything. And I've watched a few because of recommending it, but I don't want to watch it all the time. And I don't get recommended things that I do watch, even though they're like saved. It's not like it's forgotten those, they're under my subscribed. Do it over here. I did not clean this palette, and I really do need to give it a good cleaning. It is kind of a problem. You end up, so these paints, I'm only putting them through the brush, you know, using them with my brush, but when I do them through the airbrush, for example, I have Stynylrez Res varnishes, or not varnishes, primers that I really like, but they are in these bottles, big bottles that I had no idea when I ordered all those, because I wasn't airbrushing that many minis. I painted plenty of minis, but I didn't always airbrush prime them until, I don't know, not too long into it. And before I bought these, but I wasn't airbrushing like a lot. And I thought, well, I'm gonna need a ton of this this primer, and I bought multiple colors. Hey, Daryl, I'm doing pretty good. And thankfully I did not, that was the thing, after my surgery, you know, they're worried, they're like, you might have a problem with your voice, because it was a surgery near my vocal cords. And so after the surgery, they're wheeling me back. You know, I was out like very quickly in the operating room, even though I was like really excited and looking around, wanted to see everything. Then when they're wheeling me out, the guy's talking to me, and I'm like, and I responded, I'm like, okay, I guess I got my voice. But they gave me ice water, and I was very happy to get it. So yeah, that's, other than it's just, you know, dealing with whatever the heck's going on with me, it seems pretty good. Happily, okay. It was funny, I talked to Dave, and he's like, I forgot about it, I'm sorry. I'm like, no, it's okay. But everybody's like, are you having to, I mean, I have been taking it easy. I've been trying not to work too hard. The whole point, I like worked really to get everything together so I wouldn't have to be too crazy. And I ended up, and it was great. I mean, I definitely have chilled, and we've sat with my mom and watched a movie on Sunday, and I don't always do that. And then as I said, I got a new 3D printer, so I've been playing with that. Not as much as I'd like to, because I've now had it for about a week and a half, I guess. I've had it set up for a little over a week. And it's very cool. You know, I've always thought they were great. I've designed my own stuff. I have not used the software that I used to do it for ages. And I don't want to pay for it. It's 3D, no, it's, what is it called? Is it 3D Fusion? No, it's Fusion 360, there we go. And I use only peripherally now Autodesk software, because I used to work in architectural offices, and I still occasionally use it, but not a lot. And they're like trying to make me on a business. I'm like, this is absolutely not a business thing here. It is a bamboo extinguisher. Yeah, it's nice. So my old one was a Creality, and that was my friend Sean's recommendation. And it's still good. It still works. I had a problem with it semi-recently that turned out it was not the printer, but the memory card. And the Bamboo Labs are really nice, though. But I ran into troubles yesterday. As I said, I put in filament, but I left it in. Now, I have what they call an AMS, which is a materials handler thingy that can, which is amazing, by the way, that you do multiple spools of filament, so you could do multiple colors. and it handles it all in the printer, you know, in conjunction with the printer. This is way too thin. But it's amazing. And, but I had one roll of filament outside. Now, so it's humid here, and humidity is not great for filament. I have never dried anything before. I've only ever used silica gel packets and stored my filament spools in bags, you know, heavy-duty freezer bags, and it's done a pretty good job. But this one here, which is, I purchased it about a year ago, so it is a little older, but it got brittle inside the printer, and so I was dealing with. I have the AMS unit. I have 2 of them, and it wasn't so the way they do their filament, it doesn't have to be this way, but they have what they call it's an RFID chip, but it's like how do they call it? It's just to, you know, theoretically guarantee the quality, and it knows the settings, you know. And I can't imagine even if it is the same manufacturer, the filament sometimes varies a little bit, so I can't imagine it's like perfect. But it was not feeding. It was saying, hey, there's something in the print head. So this is a dual-headed printer. I'm like, what is up? So I found it and pulled it out and just kept finding another piece. But I finally got it to print last night. It was crazy because I came out here just thinking, I'm like, why is it not recognizing? It did, because I did buy they have like a sale. I asked Rusty's got one, and my friend Sean's got one, and Brian has got one. I'm like, let me know when there's a sale. And the one who I talked to the least, which is Brian, because he's busy, he's like, hey, there's a sale. Like, why was nobody else telling me this? But so I ordered one. It was pretty awesome. Fusion 360, I love it. Much easier to learn than Blender. Yeah, so I've used Fusion 360 a lot. When I first got the 3D printer in 2018, I think, early 2018, I made all kinds of things. For example, you know, some basic stuff, but I fixed things. I made 3D models of stuff that got broken and repaired it, and it was great. And I loved Fusion 360, but like I cannot get it to work without, you know, wanting me to subscribe. And I'm like, I'm not going to subscribe. I don't use it that much. I will never, even if I get crazy, I will never still use it that much. It's hobby. So we'll see. I may actually try to have Nikki set it up. She actually wants to use it too, so that would probably be cool. But yeah, it is crazy because it's not inexpensive, and I get it, right? It's a total professional tool, but I don't need that. And I used to, you know, I pay for Adobe. I keep the paints in the wrong spot. But yeah, I used to I still work with Adobe stuff all the time, and I don't mind, you know, subscription is a subscription. It's worth it if you need it, but I'm not regularly using I won't regularly use it. So I have to figure it out. They definitely don't want you to be able to do it easily. And I stopped having it on my computer because it was giving me grief over something, and I was just like, this is silly. But it works pretty good. You know, I thought when I took it on, I used Revit and Adobe, AutoCAD. Revit was the more advanced, and it was like a facilities management thing too. So I used to work for a hospital, and I was in the facilities planning, so I did the design stuff, and I did a lot of the database, meaning keeping the stuff on file. And the neat thing with Revit is you could then tie physical equipment. So say you put in a boiler in the system, you can have that piece in there. This was really good on new buildings. We did okay. We did a thing where they would scan the space. We did some of it, but you could keep documentation for that equipment in the software, in the database. So if you had a problem with it, people that have access to those documents, to those drawings, could then pull those documents up. I mean, it was really an amazing thing. And this was, I think I first started using it 12 years ago maybe, or something like that. Because one of the, you know, the consulting architects that we worked with were using it and brought us on board to use it. And it's amazing. It was amazing. I'm sure it's even more, the whole idea is much better. I don't know how great. I'm sure Autodesk is, it was always fine. I used it for 20 years, AutoCAD. But I never bought or licensed Revit after, out of work. You know, I did that one only at work. I did license AutoCAD, but I think my last version and I think I bought it, was like, I know I bought it. I didn't pay a subscription. The last one I did was, and I did 3D in that too. It was not great, but I did 3D in that too. But the last one I did was 2013 maybe, or something like that. And it's still on my computer and I still pull it up, but you know, ancient. But I used to have like files that, you know, I would, my configuration files and all that. So my brain and body still pull those up, but not everything's in the computer, because I don't know that I used that DAP file or whatever it was. I must have it on there somewhere, but I have to remember the standard, because I had like single key hotkeys for those commands. It's funny, you know, not having them when you're so used to it. Yeah, that's some on that. I don't want that on there. I have cosplay prop I'm making at the moment, and it has glowing runes and ooh. So mostly, what I would suggest, it really depends on what you're doing for the, man, there's some great videos out there of using fluorescent paints to give them a glow. It depends on what you're shooting for, but like, what they recommend you do. Now, of course, most of the videos you see, there's some sort of ultraviolet light that's ramping up the intensity, but you can make things look pretty great, and especially with an airbrush, where you would paint it. So, for example, this is not glowing, but on this, I used a fluorescent purple on this cape. So I painted it with a, I think it was, man, I don't remember, Moody Mauve or something like that, a speed paint. And then I put the fluorescent purple, is that what it really is, or fluorescent pink, on it, and I kept layering it. And it makes it brighter. If you do this with where you're using it on a white surface, where if you want it to be darker on the edges, you go in like, so you could do it with like a zenithal highlight. So zenithal is this, where it's brighter where the sun, you know, the sun is beating down on it. You can do the same kind of thing with a gem, where you paint it. Look at studies on how you paint gems. Basically what you do is you paint, do I have anything on this one that would recommend? It's tiny, so I don't know. These are kind of that. They're very small and it's not super great, but it has like a bright spot here and then this bright spot here where the light is passing through and going out the bottom of the gem. See if I can get that to focus. And so the bright spot is where the little pin light is on top here, and then it passes through. You do that like, here's a little bit larger one. It's not very great actually now looking at it. But you can do that with the circular gems or oval gems, and you do the same thing where you would paint those bright spots on and then layer those bright spots on. And if you do it with fluorescent paints, you're going to get a much, much brighter, to where you get to almost white or white, and that will give it a very glowing effect. It's pretty amazing. You can do some really cool stuff. I gotta have a gem somewhere. I feel like I have a larger gem on something, but probably not here. So this is one that I tried to, this is like probably one of the earliest gems I ever painted. It's okay. But it gives it that, and I wasn't using fluorescent paints. I did not, I think I had some fluorescent paints that weren't very good. Let me see here. Translucent, magenta, signature. These are the fluorescents, right? Yeah, fluorescent red, fluorescent orange. They don't have blue. Blue is not a common one. Fluorescent purple. So yeah, this is the purple I was using for the cape. So they have green, they have yellow, they have orange, they have red, they have pink. You can do some pretty amazing stuff, and you just keep layering it slowly. And layering means you thin it out and keep building it up. That's what I did on those capes. But if you look at some of these modern fluorescent kind of tutorials, there's no build, they build it up, but they mostly do it where you put the white on, like a lot of white, then you put the fluorescent color on, then you put dark color on. My examples lately are of like these, what they call the, do I have one here? They call the plasma rifles, have like a glowing effect. And so they put the brightest in the center and the darkest on the outside edge. So on these plasma rifles, they have these coils. And so it's very white in the center. You put the fluorescent color on it, then you layer some white back on top of that. And then you put dark on like the outer edge of these ridges. And it gives you an amazing, amazing effect. It's unbelievable how great it looks. I would definitely look into, if you're going to do that, look into that and see if it does what you want. Is this the brush I was just using? Good gosh. It dries very fast. It's funny too because it's humid here. But yeah, the glowing effect is unreal. There's a guy from Spain, El Miniaturista. His stuff is ridiculous because again, there's absolutely some fluorescent lighting going on. You know, even if you just have fluorescent bulbs on the camera, but it's still, you get an idea of how it works, and he is great. El Miniaturista. He's on Instagram, and he's got like, 30-second, minute-long videos of him. And it's the shortcut. I'm sure he offers like classes or something like that, but there are lots of tips out there on how to get the glowing effect. And I bet you there's plenty of stuff out there for gems. But man, is it amazing. And I don't paint a lot of stuff like that, although I want to. I'm going to be moving on from this stuff. I just have to have time to actually get it together. I mean, I want to paint all these. I want to get these all done because I have friends' versions of the games in here too. But on the streams, I'd like to just paint something else. I mean, I've had real fun painting the Marvel United stuff. And I have a little bit of Marvel Marvel Crisis Protocol minis that a friend had got me that are great. But, it's sort of more of the same, and I'm kind of like jonesing to paint different color palettes. Now I have painted many on these streams, many games workshop things. We're sending me stuff. we're not playing them, and everybody plays. So let's see. Thanks for Lincoln. Do they make fluorescent paints that are okay for airbrushes? Absolutely. Vallejo makes great ones. So the gem is supposed to be green. They're green, the fluorescent green is awesome, so you use the green and the yellow to probably give you the most effect for it. You definitely can airbrush, especially since you're probably painting something larger if it's on a cosplay thing. You would just have to adapt your technique. I would practice on something and definitely start small, right? So that you understand what the volumes and everything that you're trying to build. I imagine it's probably an oval. And try to look at those techniques and then build upon that with the fluorescence too. You can also do it without fluorescence initially, just to understand how it works. Haven't caught a live stream a bit. But what's going on with pinball for you, Nikki? Any new machines you bought? Anything you're excited for, like Sonic? Well, Sonic looks amazing. We have not gone to look at it yet. It's over at AYCE Gogi. They have he's a retailer for. So it's a AYCE Gogi's all you can eat. I did not know what AYCE meant for a while, and it's a Korean barbecue place, which is very good. We do like going there occasionally. But the pinball there is really great. They charge 50 cents a game and 75 cents if it's a new title, at least right now. It's been that for a long time. So he sells the stuff, and he has, I don't know if he has a collector's edition of Sonic, but it's designed by Steve Ritchie. I'm intrigued because, you know, he was disappointed with Stern the way that they wouldn't give him what he wanted, I guess. I think he thought he was, I don't know. You know, I'm not part of that, but was disappointed with the IPs. I'm like, you kidding me? You know, you had Star Wars, you had Led Zeppelin. I know he was unhappy to not get Stairway to Heaven, but I can imagine that's probably expensive. But yeah, he did the new Sonic, which looks great. Kind of reminds me a bit of some Black Knight stuff in there. But yeah, that looks great. The one that I played a bunch, and they have it over there at AYCE Gogi, not at the one by us, the one over in Van Nuys, is Winchester Mystery House, which is really amazing. After playing it, I don't know the story on it. It's from a new company called Barrels of Fun, and it really feels like we wanted to be the Haunted Mansion pinball game. I mean, there's many elements that feel like it, and they just, you know, went to got the license for the Winchester Mystery House, and it's great. It would be awesome if it was a Disney Haunted Mansion theme, I'll tell you that, but really phenomenal machine. It's designed by a new guy who is a champion player. I don't know how, I mean, he's local-ish, I believe. And so I don't know exactly how, phone, should mute it. But it's really cool, really cool. I was wondering, like, when it was announced, I was just like, what? You know, because they've done, Barrels of Fun have done Labyrinth, which was a neat machine, and Dune, which was a really quite neat machine. And I don't know that I would buy either of those. I mean, I can't buy any of them, but if I were to buy one, I don't know that I would buy them or not, just because, you know, they're new, they're figuring stuff out. They have a lot of 3D printed elements in their machines, and I feel like Winchester Mystery House, the house is 3D printed. But, you know, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. It just doesn't, something like that, it's fine. But like, there's actual components. I watched a behind the scenes thing, and there was a lot of 3D printed components. And now, they might give you that 3D model if you needed to print it out later, if they weren't around to sell it or whatever, but that's like mechs and things like that had 3D printed components, and that just always makes me nervous. But what do I know? But this is their first one that's not like a major IP, but they only did 500. It's so insane to me, because we also played at the same place. This was with Christoph. We went over there, and our friend Jennifer, and we played the new one from Spooky, which is Beetlejuice, which is amazing. And they only made 700 and something of those, or 800. Like, it's such a bummer. Like, you'd think, you know, whatever, they know their risk level and all that stuff, but I know Beetlejuice sold out instantaneously. Like, it was completely gone. So, and then what was the other one? Oh, Evil Dead, same thing. So I don't know. It's very weird to me, because both of those companies, now again, Winchester Mystery House, I understand, they didn't know. But when it's limited edition, you can't make more, and that's what's kind of intriguing about what's going on. I don't know how Sonic will be, but the Harry Potter machine that they do, the collector's edition is not limited. I mean, it will be. They'll stop making it, and that'll be that. But it's, as long as people are ordering it for a while, I don't know if they're still doing it, but they probably are, because I don't think that they're even finished fulfilling all the orders for that machine. But that's a kind of a machine that's like a entry level. I mean, it's expensive, but like a machine that brings people into the hobby. So it's very odd to me now. Dune, maybe, I guess, isn't. I don't know. I would think that'd be another one, especially for a new company. But maybe it's just scale, right? They just can't build that many yet. And so there's that sort of kind of artificial rarity kind of thing, even though it's not artificial. I've been to AYC Gogi and went when they were the only place that had it. Oh, hey, see there. I went there. That was a couple weeks ago that we were there. Steve Ritchie, and he claimed Sonic will be just like Harry Potter with no limit on C. He thinks pinball machines shouldn't be limited if people want it. I agree. So we have a friend that bought a machine. He wanted Elton John. That's another one that Steve Ritchie did, which is amazing. And we were at Texas Pinball Festival. And he wanted that machine. And the local guy that he has bought machines through was like, yeah, I don't know if I can get you one. And I just said to my friend, I'm like, dude, Steve Ritchie's right there. Go talk to that guy. Because he's disappointed with the sales of this machine. Tell him you want a collector's edition, and they will make sure you get one. And I mean, he ended up getting it. Because I don't know if he talked to his guy, but I'm like, dude, this is ridiculous. And I agree. I think if you want a tricked out version of the machine, I only saw a tiny bit of the Ritchie at a pinball thingy where he had a seminar, and I haven't had a chance to sit down and watch the rest of it, and that might be what you watched. But I really feel that they should be. It's like there's no reason this, especially nowadays with machines, not necessarily holding their value like people were making them investments, which, I mean, it's probably valid, but I don't know. But the last machine we got was the Star Wars from 2017, 2018, and this one's the 2019 comic one, which is really neat. I do really enjoy the new one. I would love to have it too. Don't have the room, but it's a great machine. It's just crazy hard. I'm not that great of a player. We're talking about Scott, the owner of BGG, would like me to stream pinball. He likes watching people play pinball, and he wants me to stream. And I may do that, but I'm like not that great of a player. I mean, I have amazing games where it's just I can't miss a shot, and then then the next game I play, this guy knows how to play pinball. I'm not really good. So Nikki's really good about reading about the machine when she's into a machine. She likes to understand what you're supposed to do. And I just don't have a ton of patience for that, which is silly. And I should spend a little bit of time just to learn how they work. Ooh, did I not get that? Sure looks like it didn't get in there. But yeah, pinball's fun. I really like... Gogi's awesome. I wish that that one was a tiny bit closer. We have one very close, the West Hills one, and it's fine. It's good, but they just don't have, he doesn't have the new releases. Although, what was it then we were there? Oh, maybe it was Pokemon. Pokemon was only pros. He usually gets an LE. And I only played it like once. I'd played Pokemon LE and I like it. It's just, how does it compare to Sonic? I mean, that's the crazy thing about, we know people at Stern. We know people at Jersey Jack, and I'm kind of confused by the kind of lackadaisical. I mean, it's just, it's a private company. I believe both of them are private, so I'm not sure how all that works. Like, the expectation is, I'm sure that the people who are invested in it want to get returns. So you got to keep releasing games, because that's kind of like where the bread and butter. Most games, basically the first, I would say, couple of months are the big money for those things, and then that's that, right? They still might sell some, but the big rush of everybody getting the new machine, whether it's personal people or locations, and that sort of dictates what these companies, especially Stern, does, because that's how they release like at least 4 machines or 3 machines a year, cornerstones or whatever. Because we know guys who worked on D&D, and I'm sure that machine did well, but I don't think it did what they'd hoped. They always hope that it'll be massive. Jason from changed his camera to black and white to get an idea where the highlight to oh, that's a great idea. Thanks, Meeple15. Yeah, from Monument Hobbies. So that's what the Zenithal does, though, right? When I'm doing the Zenithal highlighting, and you could, like, if you were doing like those gems that Extinguisher was talking about, you could airbrush it and get those highlights, and then do it real bright, like white, and then maybe layer up the fluorescent color more so that it darkens it up. But you really should go for some darker colors to really make it dynamic. So like almost go to black on the edges and things like that, or very, very dark green, since you were going to make green gems. Plus, Scott, so we have 2 viewers. Love to watch pinball streams. I'm just not that great. I mean, I can play. I can, I'll have an amazing game and hit it, but then same machine, next play or a day later, I can't make the ramps that I could make. So we've played with some guys that used to play as kids that are phenomenal. I mean, we played around a lot of really great players, but we played around with some friends, like Nikki's old boss, who played games when he was a teenager and maybe in college and hadn't really played. And he was just like rocking. We went to this bowling alley and he was playing Godzilla and just rocking this shot that I was very happy when I could make it loop like 6 times. And he just kept hitting it. I'm like, oh my gosh. Like the muscle memory and all the stuff that you need to know was just incredible. And I am not that person. But yeah, the biggest challenge for me, right, is just knowing what to hit. Pay attention. It's like Nikki's like, she just pay attention to the arrows. I'm like, yeah, I know. I get it. Okay, so this, I've got black. I might as well just paint the rest of these others. She looks pretty good. I'm not completely knocked out with the head part. I really can't. I've got glasses on here too. I can't really see it. So let me try to touch up around her eyes. That seems like it needs a bit. And I moved the paint again. What am I doing? Let me just get it out of the shot so it gets definitely reflect the shiny parts. So do you watch Extinguisher 101? Do you watch Pinball Mafia? We have a friend of ours is in that family. They're in southern Texas. And he won tournament when we were there. We did not go to Texas Pinball Festival this year, but he won the tournament the year before, which was amazing. Great player. I don't watch the streams too much. I'm not, honestly, when I get done with things, I kind of want to not be on the computer, or I like shut the computer off and I'm off it for the rest of the day. Most of the time. The one I would like to see, is Jack Danger from, is it Stern? He was, he designed a couple pinball machines that were pretty great, and he's not designing right now. But I wish he'd get back to just streaming. I mean, he's pretty good, fun. Got to meet Dead Flipjack at Comic-Con. Neat. Yeah, he's good. He just doesn't stream a lot. I mean, he hasn't streamed in a while. Yeah, Pinball Mafia is great. We know Preston and have met, I think, a few of the other folks that might have been at TPF, but he's told them about us and Scott, you know, when we were watching the stream. Scott watches regularly. But yeah, he's another guy that grew up with pinball. So there's another guy up in Santa Cruz. I don't remember his name, Michael, but it's DRI 371, I think, is his. He streams, but we met his friend who has an arcade up in Seaside, which is near Santa Cruz. I think that's the name of the town, called Lynn's Arcade. And he's another guy that grew up around it from when he was a kid. And, but yeah, it's amazing. Really cool stuff. Yeah, he streams on the Stern channel. Yeah, I know. I had him sign my Jurassic Park. Awesome. Oh, the Jurassic Park Home Edition? That's a pretty great machine. The basic Jurassic Park is ridiculous. You know, the Keith Allen one. It's hard though. You know, it's a great machine, but it's hard. It's kind of like the one I really love, and I would actually love to own, is the Beatles. I'd love to own either of the Beatles machines, but the Craig Ellen one. Keith Ellen. Why did I say Craig? But yeah, the Jurassic Park's fun. I've played it a few times. I played the Star Wars one, which is a George Gomez design, and that one's fun. Yeah, those are nice machines, especially if you buy them from Costco when they're blowing them out. I contemplated buying, I think, the Jurassic Park one, so friends could borrow it, because we have a bunch of friends that would love to play more, but they just can't justify it. But like, if you loaned them a machine, they might be able to make space and make it happen for a little while. And they were selling it. It was a pretty good deal at Costco, but they were selling it. It kept getting lower, and I'm like, oh, guess it finally sold. And then we were walking around buying stuff, and then there it is up against the wall for like $2,500. I'm like, this is ridiculous. It's a good price. And I just couldn't do it. I don't have the space, right? And I would be loaning it out, but it's great. But they're neat because they're not junky at all. And the new one, so the Star Wars one that they re-released has Insider Connected. Actually, I think the one that was at Costco for Jurassic Park had Insider Connected, which is awesome. Insider Connected has been like the thing that most people just get excited about when I tell them about pinball. That it's basically more gamification stuff that really makes it exciting. Boy, I keep putting the brush down here, and I don't know which one is the one I'm using. It's a problem having all these here. This is the one. Yeah, it's a great price, and it's not really played much in the store. They actually don't even have them half the time really working. But yeah, it's pretty amazing. And with Insider Connected, it's insane, because that's like a couple $100 add-on. So you can participate in all the stuff, which is, the events and things that they do. I would really, I don't know. I definitely, that Jurassic Park one is really good. The neat one, the Star Wars one, if you saw that in the boxes, looked like Kenner. It was like a giant Kenner package for the old action figures, Star Wars action figures. It was really awesome. I do think that that's actually one of the great things that Jersey Jack is doing so far, is making those available, because especially for things like the Sonic and the Harry Potter, they both are amazing looking machines, and all those neat elements, especially if you have it at your house. Good gosh, wouldn't that be pretty, you know, like, and really exciting to see? Sold out of Star Wars before I could snag one. Well, I know that those have been successful for Stern, so they'll be having more of them. You have to keep your eyes open. They sold out of the Star Wars one. I played it a little bit, and a little kid wanted to play, and I was like, oh, you come on in. I don't need to play this. I'm just trying it out. But most people, you know, it's like whenever there's little kids, it's just flip, 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 flip. And, you know, I don't want to be the weirdo telling them what they should do. And there was one where it was a mother and kids. Oh, it was at the AYC Gogi. And they were like, that's all they did. And I'm like, okay, you kind of have to plan them. And so the kids are doing it, and then the mom came and did the exact same thing. So I'm like, okay, well, that's how they do it. I said I'm going to paint the black, and I should. I've got the paint. Looking at all the other shiny elements that I would love to do. So. But pinball is so, I mean, I actually have a problem with one of the machines we have right now, and I need to figure out what the issue is, because I think it's the optical sensor is failing, which is crazy. You know, it is a new, we did buy it new. Back when the machines were cheaper, I'll tell you that, because they've, when I bought the machine, that it was 2019, like right before the pandemic and all that stuff. It was like Nikki and I would go to an arcade in Buffalo, New York, when we were out in that area. Every year we would go, and we played a bunch of machines. And I'm like, oh, this is like one I think we might want. And so I looked into it, and it was like $7,600, right? Which is not cheap, by the way, don't get me wrong, but it was a reasonable price. And so now those machines cost another $2,000, and that's just a lot of money. And we can't. We don't have the room, and we don't have the money to do that. We want to buy a new car, so. My problem is I'm not playing as much as I would like to. I just don't, well, first of all, I don't have the energy right now, but additionally, I just want to sit and play. You know, I need to, well, today's the 30th. I think there's a Bond, I want to go to there's a Bond one I need to do before, well, that one I don't think I can do, because I think you have to play at a certain time of the day, and it's just never going to happen. I don't know if they even have it at AYC Gogi anymore right now. They did. They do have it at the other location, I think. I think Christoph and I played it. I know they did. We played an LE of it, which is really nice. Christoph's actually really good too. When he was a kid, they had a pinball machine. So it's crazy how good people with like that played it a bunch. And you know, probably when he was playing, it was the only thing. They were kids, so you know they played all the time. So yeah, it's super. It makes me jealous. I wish I had. I mean, I played with my dad, but we would go to an arcade. It was a what they called Castle Golf. So it was a miniature golf place. As a matter of fact, if you ever see, I'm pretty sure, if you ever see Karate Kid, the original Karate Kid, I think that they go to the Castle Golf here in the Valley, which is still there. Doesn't have pinball, but it's now owned by the parks, the city parks. I'm sure pinball is just too expensive for most arcades, unless they have serious people on staff to care for them, because, you know, they just have problems. A bunch of mechanical stuff. We have a friend that has an arcade. I'm working on a ATLA homebrew at the moment, so that has helped me to diagnose and fix my machines. That's awesome. Yeah, this is for, Dice Matrix. This is Shuri from Black Panther Shuri from Marvel United Multiverse, which is a pretty cool mini. I really loved painting the one from the main. I don't think she was a main box character, but oh my gosh, she's such a cool character. And I think she was I'm not sure what part of the game, you know, because they have all these expansions and stuff. I'm not really sure what one she was in, but good gosh, it was probably the Black Panther box. Really, really cool. But caring for machines that's crazy part of the you know, there's not really, I'm sure there's folks around that can fix stuff, but it's hard. So we have a friend that actually owns an arcade, and we went to visit him. And I'm not afraid of working on pinball machines or anything like that. I don't know everything, but they're having a problem with one of their machines, and I was like, you know, they had some people on it that work for them. And I'm like, I have it for 20 minutes and I have the thing working, and, you know, everything done on it, and they're like, what did you, I'm like, you know, somebody was supposedly working on it for 3 months. I'm like, they're not doing a good job, because they just need to open it up and look around. But basically one of the mechs wasn't working. But this was the machine they had at home. We didn't get to spend as much time at the arcade as I would have liked to. They also had, over at AYC Gogi, they had Merlin's Arcade, which is a machine from another new company called Turner Pinball. And it's a pretty cool machine. We played it at Texas Pinball Festival, like a proto, you know, an advanced, like it was a production ready kind of prototype. And it was really cool. It was a, you know, it's another non-IP machine, because their previous one, I think, was Ninja something or other. Eclipse. Nikki liked that one. But they have like a different way of, you can lift up the glass. It doesn't slide out. It's kind of a neat thing. And Dwight, our friend Dwight, was like, why do they even do that? I'm like, well, you know, doesn't mean that just because you think that they've got it all figured out. Like, sliding a piece of glass out is insane. Yes, it's not that hard and everybody knows it, but you have to store that. Now, don't get me wrong, you have to store the piece. It lifts up, but it's not really locked in there. You have to actually take it off. You can take it off, but it's all in the frame. It's not just a loose piece of glass. Now, still dangerous, still likely to fall. Not focusing here. But yeah, the homebrew stuff is awesome. We saw The Greatest Showman. Somebody did a couple, a husband and wife. She is not a programmer. She figured out how to program and it was amazing, like just amazing work on the play field. It was a, reskin of Whirlwind, I think. It has like 3 discs spinning, which is like the perfect theme for a circus one, 3-ring circus kind of thing. It was really awesome. And she was really nice. We talked to them about it, and I was just like, wow, that's just amazing. The excitement of that they were having of doing it, and the effort that they put into it. We had a friend that was criticizing. I'm like, dude, they've never done this before. This is amazing. You can't judge this in pro terms. Gosh, what was I saw, Big Trouble. I saw a Big Trouble homebrew that just looked insane. It'd be so cool if somebody would do that one. The one I really want, though, that was, I never saw it. It was way before I was into the hobby, again. And I wasn't into it like that when I was young, of course. I just went to the arcade and played. But was Keith Elwin's and his brother had done Archer. We love Archer. So that would be fun. I like Iron Maiden, but I would definitely prefer it to be Archer. I don't know how much they changed it either. I'm sure they had a lot of the shots already developed and everything on it. And I know that the people at Stern like that machine, so. Yeah, I guess you wrote that. Yeah, that was amazing. Do you remember playing the Mind? Yes, I love the Mind. Yeah, I want to see that one. I only saw the video of it, and I think it was Kerry Hardy that did the video. And he wasn't there long enough. I mean, of course, he's got other things he wants to do, but it looked cool. Yeah, I love the Mind. It was a fun game. When we had played that, I told Kevin to not look anything up about the game. I'm like, just come over here and we'll play it. Because a lot of the times people want to have a little bit of knowledge of the game, even though I prefer that we don't know it. Most of the people don't know the game when we're doing it because, Nikki and I kind of break that rule a lot more now because we actually live stream. But I just think that you're going to ask the questions that the audience is going to have when you're being taught the game. Because even when it's a good teach, there's still potentially things that are kind of overlooked or left out. So whenever believe me, I'm not great at it, but I try to recall the questions I had when playing the game, or when I was learning the game, to ask those again on video. But anyway, so he came over and had not seen it, and was just, he and Nikki are hilarious in the video, deciding when to play. I'm a big fan of Big Trouble too, so that would be awesome. But that's the thing. Nikki's one of her favorite machines. Well, she has quite a few favorite machines, but one of her favorites is Godzilla, and she would love to have that machine. And someday maybe we'll get one, sell one, and get one. You know, our friend Dwight is like, you can always get rid of them, and it's not a big deal. You know, you can get them back, and he's correct. But it's just, the machines we have, I have a lot of investment into them because they're just, you know, my first machine or whatever. Themes, we buy themes that we like that are, you know, Star Wars is, the new one's really amazing, by the way. I mean, it's really got so much stuff from the movie, you know, and it's a different kind of a layout, like it's what they call a fan layout, and it's not super crazy, but it's still really fun. And those shots are not all easy to make. It's really cool. I don't know how well that one did, but it is cool. Gosh, what else do we see? We've seen a couple of really great homebrews. But that one looked like the most amazing one I'd ever seen. It looked, I've never seen it in real life, but it looked really cool. The downer is we have the California, I'd love to go to it, the Golden State Pinball or whatever up in Fresno or Lodi, or I think it's Lodi. Mike and Nick Murphy went last year, and I would love to go sometime. The problem is it's right around, it's basically the same time as BDG Spring, so we are almost always, I think spring was early this year, but we still would have to be, I think last year we would have had to have gone and left for Dallas like a couple days later, and that's just too much. Especially because it's not exactly close for us. So we would go, and I would want to spend at least overnight, one night there, and do 2 days at the show, but it's got to be a 5-hour drive at least home. Is it Lodi? I think it is. I don't know that I have the energy to do or the interest. I mean, it would be awesome if I just had I have 3D printing skills and modeling skills, but to do an actual homebrew, but I would love to restore a machine that I really liked. I almost bought, I have no idea what level of quality it was in. It was during the pandemic. Somebody was selling Flash, which is a basic machine, but I remember just loving that, which is an early Steve Ritchie design, which I didn't know at the time. But thought about it for a little while. It was like, it had been like outdoors under a patio or something like that. And it looked like it was in pretty good shape, but they wanted a little too much money for it, I think. Right on the eye. Hyperspace jump is addicting when you get so many back. The toilet bowl's a little annoying when they get stuck up there. They fixed that issue on Pokemon. So what was the deal with it on, this is on Star Wars? The toilet bowl is a little annoying when it gets stuck up in there. I don't know if I've gotten it stuck up in there. This is on the Star Wars Fall of the Empire. I've not played it, well, I played it a bunch of times, but I haven't played it enough. I basically played a bunch in like a day and then don't play it. Haven't played it since we were in Texas, and then I messed up her eye. Bummer. Maybe I can flood it and get it cleared. Oh, Star Wars machine, yeah, Fall of the Empire. It's a gorgeous machine. So there's actually, if you look at Star Wars, not that Star Wars, the other one, there's actually a Easter egg in that machine with Scott, Nikki, me, and Deborah in the code. Now, they haven't updated it since, I don't think, since they did that. Oh my gosh, that topper is so great. It does remind me, I did not buy it, and I want to get it. I'm such an idiot. It's $1,500. Hopefully they put it out, they make another run of it, and I'll save up for it. But I do not remember the flipper code for the Star Wars machine. But yeah, there's a picture of us in the code. I can look it up at some point. It's pretty awesome. But it was from Gen Con last year. So literally the Easter egg is you see us, a picture of us all posing with Dwight, and it's just, we know Dwight, and we hung out with him last year. We generally hang out with him at Gen Con, and so he's the coder for that machine. He was the original coder it's a Steve Ritchie machine, and so he was excited that, you know, he hung out with Deborah. We went and had lunch with her and everything, and so he was gonna actually, he wanted to do a little GameNight ad in there, and that George wouldn't let him do it, but he did let him do the picture, and it's fun. So it's just a flipper code thing, you know, you flip it and it pops up, but it's fun. I haven't done it for a little while too. I should. He did. Dwight did D&D with Brian and Brian Eddy, and that's a great machine too, man. I wish Deborah worked on that one. That would have been awesome. I don't think Dwight quite understood who she was. Then when he met her, he's like, oh. When I'm like, oh, you should have had Deborah working, because, you know, they can't tell me. I don't know what machine he's working on. And we went to visit him. We went to Chicago last year. So our anniversary, we got married a little over 20 years ago now. And on that trip, we went to Chicago, Pittsburgh, Quebec City, Montreal, Toronto, and then back to Chicago. So last year, we decided we wanted to try to do sort of some of that trip. We did not go into Canada, which I would have loved to, but we just didn't. But we decided to do a little bit more pinball. So we went to visit the Stern factory. Dwight gave us a tour, and and played board games there, which was awesome. The problem is you know, they want to play board games because you know that's their thing that they don't get to do often. They're not that crazy about pinball, but Dwight was wonderful, and we did a bunch of pinball-related things regardless. And then you know we're crazy for pinball, and there's like a whole room. Their main area of the facility is filled with pinball machines. It's basically all perfect pinball machines, and you know nobody's playing them. They're quiet. They're always on. And so I was dying. I actually played Led Zeppelin, which I never really liked Led Zeppelin. I mean, I like Led Zeppelin. They're great, but the machine was like okay. I just didn't really know it. Another Steve Ritchie game, and then I played it where I could actually hear everything and stuff. I'm like, oh wow, I really love this machine. I don't need it or anything like that, but wow, it was awesome. And I was just, and they had a like perfect Ghostbusters. They did not have an LE, but they had a premium, and I was like, oh my gosh, play this. And so, you know, and then he was excited to play games, so we played the games. I played probably 4 or 5 games of pinball on those machines. But we did see like they had a bunch of the models. I think they had that in the seminar, or you know, the little presentation they do about it. They did it at TPF. But we saw those dragons, the multiple dragons that they'd done. I was just blown away. Saw the, you know, the 3D prints or whatever for the trying to determine the scale and everything. It was awesome. I have not played D&D that much. I played it. So we went over to AYC Gogi. They had one of the 3. They had 3 that they put out. It doesn't mean they only had 3 at CES last year, 2025. But they had one of them that they had one like in Chicago area, one back east, and then the one at Gogi. So we went to Gogi to play it, and there was problems with it. I think they've only recently gotten that fixed, and I believe that one is at the store here by us. But we, you know, the guy was like, I don't know how to fix this. I'm like, well, here, let me, and you know, he opened it up and I pulled the balls out and got it to work for a little bit, but they just kept, the vertical up kick wouldn't, you know, because those are like prototypes. When they do those, they're close, you know, everything's mostly like what it will be when they're in production, but it was still not completely legit version, and so they had problems with it for a long time. And you know, the Gogi paid for that machine. It wasn't like it was a freebie, and so I don't know what happened on that. I have no idea what Dwight's working on. I think we accidentally saw something. I did not see it though. Dwight was like, I think you might have seen something. I'm like, no, I didn't see it. I was too busy looking at other things that I recognized, you know what I mean? Not whatever, but that was last year, and we were not really going around on any of this was on the, when we were in the offices a little bit, and we just, you know, I don't know, I'm not paying attention. But I'm eager to hear what it is, because it's got to be coming soon. Because they basically start working on the new machine before the last one they did is even done. So I imagine it might be another first of the year kind of a thing. Although I don't know. I'm wondering what, because it's been more than a year since King Kong, I think, came out. Maybe not. But yeah, whatever Keith Ellen's got going. I mean, he's supposedly super fast at doing machines. But yeah, Godzilla would be awesome. I would love to have the Godzilla 70th. Although I think the color version of it, I mean, there's probably, since it's near going to be probably the, I don't know if it'll be official because I don't know if they ever announce it, but I believe it's close to being the biggest selling pinball machine ever. Which would be crazy, right? That's 20,000 machines at least. Because Adam's Family is the biggest selling one, I think. It was amazing. Their offices are ridiculously neat. It's so cool. And we were there on a Saturday, so it wasn't very, they weren't manufacturing anything during the summer, you know, so it was literally a year ago. Like this, I think we went to Stern on Saturday, so that would have been Sunday, day-wise, last year. And then on Sunday, we went on Nikki and I went on architectural cruise, you know, a little thing that was amazing, amazing. I was looking at the photos yesterday with Nikki, because it was, you know, like in our photo app reminding us. But it's so beautiful. I mean, it's such a gorgeous office. It was really neato. They do tours. Well, I guess they do tours for everything now. If you are an insider, I mean, I'm part of that because I wanted the leaderboards. So, you know, like I have the machines or anything, but I just love the leaderboards at the arcade. And so I had paid for a subscription back when I first got into pinball again, and then they just stopped it like at one point. You know, they would send you like a package every year, and that was really all you really got. I mean, I think there was maybe some other things, but now they have it. It gives you that, and then maybe some discounts or something like that. I don't buy enough from the site. I mean, I buy shirts, and I've bought a few things maybe, but not really. I do want that Star Wars topper. I'm such a fool for not just getting it. I like it more than the R2 one. The R2 one's cool, but that one is definitely like Black Knight, and I love it. We actually played one of Dwight's favorite games, Acquire, which I really love as well. And then we played Lord of the Rings Fate of the Fellowship, which was really fun. I believe that is the only time we've won the game. Still a lot more black paint. Do I have any pinball related ones? I only have a couple. I have one Stern one that I bought. Is that right? That's, I think, the only one that I have. I wish there were more pinball stuff. And I have Jaws, of course, right? That's not, it's related to the machine. I have, of course, plenty of Star Wars ones. I wish they had more machines. Uh, I mean, I like the stern clothes too, but I just don't. I don't know. I wish they did more. I would love it if somebody made a Blade Runner pinball machine. So I guess I'll do the leather since it's sitting there, and I think it's right here. Or is it? No, that's Skeleton Horde. That is Skeleton Horde. Oh, I did not buy. There was a cool jersey. Oh, what did I just knock down here? Is that my pack? Oh wow, it came off my person here. Oh, that's not my phone. That's another phone, an old phone. I would love. So they had a Star Wars one that was just great, Vader one that I thought about, and then I didn't do it, which I'm glad because I don't need it. But it was good. I just don't need any more jerseys. I have not purchased one for a little while. I've just realized that I don't. What am I going to do with all these things, you know? Just got an email for Ozzy Osbourne character pack for Zombicide and Cthulhu. Oh, wow. Wow. Do they have that on the Dead Men Tales pledge? Well, the four of us, it's not. Aaron was not in any of the SDJ ones other than. Man, I probably have to get that too, Daryl. Oh, neat. Aaron was in. What is it? Why do I have no mini here? Let's put one down here. Aaron was in Moon Colony Bloodbath. And Dave, we've filmed with Dave recently, but the one that we did really recently, we did 2 games, one of them which just came out the other day, that was Jinxo. And then we filmed another episode with him, but he's going to be gone. He's going to Europe for 3 weeks or something like that here soon with his roller coaster friends. And so they do amusement parks. He doesn't, it used to be like that's what he was doing was roller coasters. He doesn't ride as many, he still rides roller coasters, but he doesn't do as much. It was funny because he went to Florida to go to Epic Universe, and I think some of the other Universal parks literally just weeks before we went. So he was like all kinds of advice for us. It was great. Because Nikki had never been, and I had never been to any of the Universal ones. I'd only, as a matter of fact, the only Disneyland ones I went to were the Hollywood Studios, whatever it's called, or whatever it was, Disney MGM back in the day, and then Disney World and Epcot. Now I did those a couple times a long time ago when I was younger. I think the last time I went was like in my early 20s or something like that, maybe mid 20s. So we, you know, I hadn't really done any of that, so Dave gave lots of advice. And we still didn't even follow all of it. There's a few things I missed that we should have done, but we just didn't have the time. Okay, so where is the bone? I want the Skeleton Horde, I think. Is this it? There it is. Yeah, I kind of. So we still have. I don't know how long if they're going to leave it with us, but we still have the Dead Men Tales. Or is that what it is? Dead Men Tales, yeah. I kind of want to paint those, but Eric was talking to us that Lang would get us. I mean, we want to play. We played Death May Die with Daryl and Eric Lang, and that was fun. So I guess, you know, I would love to play that one more too. We'll try. Yeah, I was hoping Daryl could get the. We saw one of the pack upgrades for the Iron Maiden ones in Dallas, but only one. And I was hoping one of the stores that I'd seen them at would have more of the packs, but they only had the one. Oh, that's right. I was going to do snake bite leather. That's right. Oh well, I can do this too. You know, I wonder if I would get the I bet you I'd get the email for that, because I get stuff from CMON, and I'm sure when it's related to Death May to zombies, they probably would send that stuff to me. But maybe not. Ah, man. Drip the medium into the wrong little fidget popper spot here. Boy, I need to clean this. There's all kinds of metallic, you know, I think it was the metal medium. Oh my gosh, this is the second drop. I just completely missed the fidget popper hole. Divot. That's cool though. That means that they've carried over a lot of the stuff, and that means there's minis. I wonder who's doing the minis, if it's the same people, maybe related people to the folks that did it for a while there at Big Child. I hope that they are still doing stuff. They were great. I did see Deceased, somebody, there was like another, it's not shipped yet, they're not even there, but they did them already. They've done Chinese release, some other pledge, you know, crowdfunding platform, Chinese crowdfunding platform or whatever. And some people are like, oh, you know, they're hopeful, but it's like, they're a little frustrated, but it's like, well, it's another company. And it may not be everything that's in, didn't look like it was everything. That was 3 boxes. But it, of course, has me wanting to get it. I did not back it. I wish I had all the Marvel Zombies. Scott tried to convince me to do it, and I'm like, I just won't have time to play it, you know, paint it and play it, which I don't have time, but we've had so much fun playing it. Yeah, Extinguisher, I'm all in, but I think we're not going to get it till next year. I mean, I did everything, so almost everything. I was talking to Brian about it. He's like, well, you know, I've already spent the money, so I'm not worried about it. Because, you know, there are people still asking for their money back. Which means, I suppose, if you write CMON, you could probably get added on to some. And they're the ones going to be fulfilling Deceased. Oh, I didn't paint that glove. Let me do this real quick and then do that. Yeah, I would you know, I'm hoping the DC comes. I really had fun painting the Hush box. And they do get, like, they were getting better every set. Like, the minis were more exciting and protection techniques were better. You know, these are meant to be lower detail, because you look at the Marvel Zombie, or the Zombie side stuff and the Marvel Zombie stuff, it's amazing, like, the detail on those. Different proportions, you know. But I believe, because they said they plan on releasing the boxes for DC Superheroes United, like the main boxes, to get money. So they're going to ask us for more for shipping to get those early, unless we want to wait, which I did it. The very first one, I paid extra to get the main box, and I didn't even play it till later. It's another 5 or 6 months later, 4 months later. And so, I don't know. I guess I'll pay for it just in the chance that at least I'll get those. But yeah, it's kind of frustrating. But I mean, they're just hanging in there. So really, that's all we can hope, is that they make it. Yeah, this takes a little while to dry because I'm kind of sloppily putting it on. It's drying though. Maybe I'll be able to put in let me just do a little more on it. See if it's enough darker, or if I want to do it. Okay, let's do some leather. Oh, it's interesting. That is black. This strap. You know what I think I'm going to do? I'm going to thin that out so that it's just more gray, because I actually think I like seeing the detail. I don't. It's very bizarrely just black. Huh. There's a fly flying around in here in a circle. I should have noticed that too. When I was looking at it last week and a half ago, I was noticing it was not black. So let's get some of the contrast medium. If they were able to send files, would it be easier to 3D print? I mean, here's the deal. if I were to 3D print it, I probably could, because you know they do them in, they assemble them. I could paint them more easily, but I don't want to print them. I mean, I'd be happy to just get them, I guess. It'd be cool, but I don't know. I definitely want them to fulfill. It would be great, because it would be nice to have them. Yipes, knocking them down. So basically I'm just kind of doing a little wash here so that the peaks will still show up, but it will be just a little darker. I'm not really sure what that is. Maybe a tribal thing. I might have to dry brush that one to give it a little bit of a, or just paint over it to bump it up a little bit. It's kind of like sprayed a bunch in here on the inside, but not on the outside as far as highlight. I hear a fly, he just went past my ear. We do not get them in here very often. $12:30. Amanda's streaming today. Oh, did I finish Amanda's things? I don't think I did. Boo. I got to get that taken care of. She has her stream schedule, and I did not do it yet. Oh. That's what I get. I've just been so kind of out of it. So I kind of, what I'm doing is I want them to have a kind of a weird light brown, because it's like a, maybe like a lion mane or something. I don't know what this would be, right? And then I will come back and do some light streaks on the tops of these. And so I want this, what I'm really kind of shooting for is this basically kind of like almost a lion color. I don't have, I mean, lions are probably more like this color. This is the color I'm doing right here. So we went to did some grocery shopping yesterday, and there is in our area, there was a mall that they were tearing down. It's been empty for I mean, the mall's been empty for a while, but they had still things going on around it. They had restaurants and they had a movie theater till about 3 or 4 years ago. Whenever Guardians of the Galaxy, I think that was 2023, Guardians of the Galaxy 3 came out. Or no, that was Indiana Jones, maybe? I don't know. Actually, Indiana Jones was too. So in that area, they closed the other one down and then opened the one up at the other mall, the theater. So basically, then it was a couple of restaurants and maybe a Barnes & Noble that closed. And now just the only thing that's on that whole property is a P.F. Chang's. And it's owned by the guy that owns the Rams. And so they're going to do something with it. And I honestly think he's trying to do something similar to what the guy did for in Dallas for the Cowboys. But it's just weird because we went by and they had like the main building that was Robinson's or something. I mean, Nikki grew up around this stuff. I did not, but I did go in shopping in there. I mean, I remember going in there with my brother at Christmas time and getting stuff 30 years ago. But is that right? 30 years ago? I guess so. Good gosh. So it's all gone. It's just bizarro. The whole thing's raised except for P.F. Chang's. And so there was Reddit, there was something about it today. I was like, oh, there you go. Could you please explain how to play the game Bread and Beer? You know what, Philip? I don't think hey, you're lurking while working. Well, hey, I will try to get, I think I didn't put your stuff in. I actually started it up, had the email open, and somehow got distracted, maybe by Justin's thing. I can't remember, but I will do that as soon as I'm done here. I don't know Beer and Bread. Nikki's the one that has taught that one. She probably could do it. Maybe we'll do it on a 2-player stream. It was Nikki used to work for Deep Print Games. They were the ones that did that, but that's a Scott Alms game, and we liked it. Excuse me. Okay. Oh, that's right. I used this brown for the wood, Gorgonta fur. Okay. So for the shield. That looks pretty good on the band on her leg. Let's see how this one looks. Pretty good. They look pretty good. They're a little dark. I have more bright highlight at the front here. I don't quite know why, but. And I think the collar is kind of there. I want it to again look mainish. Okay. I do not know what the collar. It looks like it's just the necklace is just brown. Maybe it's gosh, there's a fly going around here. Gosh. Is it a fly? I think so. Okay, snake bite leather. I feel like there should be a bottle sitting here, but there probably isn't. Skeleton horde. That's what I just used. Gorgonta fur. Nope. That's Gilliman flesh. So I actually mentioned this recently, but Scott sent me home with his, I did not even use the wet palette at all today. Scott sent me home with his paints because he's like, I'm not going to use them, they're just getting bad. And he's correct, you know, you don't want them to sit forever because it's been 5 years. And, but he had a few that I didn't have. So now I probably have I don't know if I have all the shades, but I have all the recent shades that they put out 3 years ago now, 2.5 years ago. And then I have almost, I think I have all of the colors, the speed paint colors, excuse me, contrast paint colors, except for two. And they had sent them all the new stuff to me. So I had already had those, but I didn't have all of the first wave. So now I have most of them, which is pretty cool. I mean, I still haven't tried them all. I want to try some of the ones that I had, because you know what I had done at the time was everybody's like, oh, these are terrible. And that isn't true. Once I knew how to use the colors better, I feel there's something to offer in all the colors. They just all operate differently, right? There's different dyes and different things going on that make it so that they don't, you know, they're not consistent across the range, which is frustrating but understandable. And they still do, right? I mean, all of them, I don't, because it's a lot more dyes than it is paint, I think, is really what goes on with these. I don't think I got her waist correct there. Have to come back. I'm not sure how I let a fly in here, but he doesn't seem to be happy. Anybody have any plans for 4th of July? We usually do a barbecue or something. How does Nikki choose her hair color? You know what? She mostly goes with the blue. She loves blue and the purple. But she has chosen red just because she wanted to do it. She wants to do a green-ish at some point. She actually bought some color, but it's mostly just, she just picks her favorite color. She really loves blue. It's going on kind of gelatinous here. This is weird. It's also a lot of bright light on this pouch, so it's, you know, I mean bright light, but light color on it, so it's making it look like stronger. So that's probably what I'm seeing. So I'm kind of being sloppy here because it's not really a big deal. Everything's black, so around it are very dark gray. So what I'm doing here is actually putting in some of the snakebite leather in the little folds of the fur here, or the collar. And then I'll come back with a very light, probably ivory or something like that, to then give it the highlights. I was looking at something recently that Nikki, where she had the red hair, and it was, I don't remember when that was. It's been a while now. Somebody's asking about Dave and Aaron in episode. Believe me, I've been trying to make that happen for a while. Aaron is more available now. He was busy for a little while there. But Dave is the busy one now. No, there's no tension. They're just not, they don't get to, you know, Dave is still not living down here. He comes down much, much more. His mom has care now, so, but he still sees her like basically every day when he's in the Bay Area. So, and he doesn't like to be gone for too long. So, and then, you know, Aaron's dealing with his parents' health as well. His dad's actually doing better now, which is great. But yeah, we're all kind of just dealing with stuff, and it was like near zero coordination. I was really trying. I can't even remember. I think that was the last thing that we did as a group was, gosh, I hope that's not true, but Edge of the Earth. Arkham Horror card game. I think that might have been it. And that one was terrible because we actually had to shoot it again. We had a problem where Aaron realized that we had the deck, our decks kind of messed up, so we couldn't, we absolutely didn't want it going out like that, so we reshot it, which was frustrating. But, you know, I mean, that's how it is. You can't, it doesn't always work out that you have it right. Okay, so I have the ivory right here. Yeah, they're doing fine. I just, the two of them are definitely, you know, the old school team. Okay, a droplet of water. Right here, not near it, too close. Okay. So I'm going to thin this out. I probably should wait a little bit here, though, because I want to layer this on a little bit more light, because I don't want it to become too bright. It may be too bright. We'll see right now. Might be too light. Is it not focusing? I mean, Dave and Aaron have known each other longer than we've known them. I've known Dave for 22 years, but Dave has run the SoCal Games Day for forever. Mark and him used to run it. And Mark is not involved, but Dave was not going to be involved, but he ended up still helping run it with our friend Steph. So Ugh, right on her head. It's crazy how quickly it dries. So that's kind of making it work. It's just a little bit on. I've done a little. Oops. That's what I get for. Eesh. I am interested in what it is. I thought I heard something about what it was, but maybe it's just that it's coming. I mean, Vlada's not doing as many games, so it's kind of exciting. Oh, you know, I don't know anything about it. They reached out about that it was happening, but I don't know what it is. Hope it's cool. Eh. So what I've done is I did a little bit of highlight with just a little bit of the ivory, and then I'm just going back in and then kind of going in pretty quickly, but it seems to be drying very quickly because I'm putting it on light and just darkening it up with a little bit of more of the snakebite leather to give it a different, some wear. There we go. Okay, well. One, I should probably wrap it up because I am starving to death. Well, not really starving to death. I'm hungry. A little wet. Still really wet. It's terrible. Too wet. My water's getting dirty over there. The paint is, it's not painty enough here. What's going on here? I think the paint is let that dry a moment. So it gives it a little bit more wear. You've got a little bit of stuff that's dragged across it. Across, but that's not great. Let's see here. Oops, not in focus. Cool. Way to go. They're getting there. Hopefully I will get them done before I stream next so that I can be working on something else. Thanks for joining me today in the chatter. Oops, I think that paused it. There we go. Thanks for joining me. We should be streaming on Thursday. I mean, I'm the one that has been holding things up, but maybe I won't this week. We'll see. I feel good. I feel like I'm capable. The biggest concern is just talking a lot. You know what I mean? I have, normally I don't talk necessarily that much at home. Except, you know, like at dinner time or something. And so it's very strange not being, like, because I had, you know, the surgery, I had an intubation, right? So they had that in my throat, and that was all, like, uncomfortable. So let's see if there's somebody we can raid here. Oops. I'm trying to do this without a mouse. Which would be helpful if I had a mouse. Oh my gosh. So hopefully, if you want to join in on this, we're not set right here. Why am I not on the, maybe I went back. Creator dashboard. Following, hooray. Time Roller's up. He's been up for an hour. So we're gonna raid Time Roller. Say hello for me. Folks on YouTube, sorry, you can't. If you want to jump over to Twitch, you can and follow on. That's one of the best things about Twitch is that you can go into a next streamer after this. He is Unboxing and Learn with me, la 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 la, whatever that is. Okay, well, say hello, and you guys have a great one. Hopefully we'll see you on Thursday, and I will be back a week from Thursday with some paint streams. So you guys take care and have a great one. What is that? It's almost there. Okay, so join in, say hello, and you guys take care and have a great week. Bye, everybody. Bye, YouTube folks.